Welcome to Silicon Valley Asian Business Talk.
Hello, everyone. This is Roger Chen from University of San Francisco, and we are very pleased to welcome CC Fan to have a conversation on this topic. And this is part of the Silicon Valley Asian Business Talk, sponsored by University of San Francisco Center for Asia Pacific Studies, or CAPS. So I would like to ask CC Fan, please briefly introduce yourself.
Oh, Hi, Rog. Thanks for having me here. I'm CC Fan. I started coding in 1998 and spent my early career building large-scale, high concurrency infrastructure. About 20 years ago, I was responsible for the backend of an instant message and social platform serving over 600 million MAU. After 2011, I founded three startups one by one, and all three were acquired. Along the way, I also became an early stage investor, and two of the companies I backed have since gone public. From 5 years ago, I shifted my focus fully back to building. I saw an opportunity to reconstruct the distributed computing from the ground up. So I spent 3 years creating a distributed open source framework called UMO. And from last year, I applied this architecture to global GPU scheduling and built a stateful serverless system designed specifically to help AI agent developers improve the capability, reliability, and the development efficiency. Yeah.
Thank you, CC. That's a very, very impressive background. Today, we're going to focus on your talk, which actually we show on the screen, called the Four Hidden Traps in Enterprise AI Adoption. And, we would like to ask you to kind of explain your view.
Trap number 3, the MCP Mirage.
Yeah, the
So
next
trap
trap.
three is talk
Yeah,
about MCP. That's another also very interesting point. Would you please kind of talk about your thoughts or your critique about MCP, Mirage? Yeah.
yeah. MCP is very hot. It's the hottest topic this
Yeah.
year, I think. Yeah. People say MCP is like the USB for AI agents and one protocol to connect everything. And it has bad things for enterprise applications. Please help me go to the next slide.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I add an image. It's a meme uh, from uh, from LinkedIn. It's very popular in the past months. Yeah, they say MCP is probably the only piece of tech that has more builders than users. Why? That's because when you deploy application developed based on MCP into your customer system, especially enterprise system, you will got a lot of um, fails because um, when MCP launched late last year, most LLMs didn't even support function calling feature. That's why. That's MCP solved a real problem back then, giving AI a standard way to access tools. But things change fast. Today, the function calling features is built into every major model and runtimes, and now we see the problems of MCP. For example, when you see the Anthropic and Cursor forum, you will see many people talk about the context bloat, because if you add GitHub, MCP, and some other MCP, and you will see about one third context window was used by only two MCP, and you have to find a way to control that. But actually, you cannot do that. So I say that's the biggest problem because it causes the token waste, and the context window is very limitation nowadays. If you bloat, you have to restart from the very first step, and the MCP have some other bads, like the enterprise authentication and high latency things. So it makes the enterprise adoption fails.
Okay, maybe can you use one example to kind of explain to the general audience, especially those non-tech, people who are not very deep in technology, about why, this LinkedIn is a very interesting example. MCP builders has many, many people, MCP users, very few people, and also relating to that called a context bloat and related problem. Are you able to give one example to explain this problem? What does that mean and why this is a problem?
Yeah. For example, in um uh we can search how to reduce GitHub MCP
Hmm.
tokens from Google, and you can see a lot of discussion about that. And for Cursor, the AI coding IDE, and we can find people talk about usually they have a programmer needed to integrate 5 MCPs into their IDE. For example, GitHub, Slack, Sentry, Grafana, and something else. For GitHub MCP, it will ask around 26,000 tokens every time, every round trip. And for Slack, Slack has another 21 kilometers, no, 21,000 tokens. Yeah, so basically GitHub and Slack, they consumed 50K tokens together. It's nearly a half of the total context window. And later you have to put all your codes into the context window and send to LLM together. And you will see the LLM will give error, and Cursor told you have to you cannot solve this problem. Currently, you have to start fresh new. Yeah, we see these problems again and again, and I see about 10% discussion in this coding IDE is all about how to reduce the token usage when introduce MCP into that.
So the way I kind of understand you is one of the, kind of a easy to understand problem is the current version of MCP will require developers use lots of tokens. But why you say these tokens are wasted? Because I understand when you use a lot of tokens, it costs money for sure. But why you say token is wasted in this situation? Could you kind of explain? And also, what are the solutions to reduce the token waste today?
Oh, I think context bloat um, is it's because model is forced to read far more information
Mm.
than the task actually needs. With MCP, every tool definition gets injected into the prompt from schemas to parameters, capabilities, uh, even if the agent only needs one of them, but you have to put them all every time in every round trips. Uh,
Oh.
yeah, yeah. So this gets out of control very fast, and you have to introduce uh, more than one MCP to solve the problem, and everyone do that. So, so I call it burning the tokens overhead. Yeah.
Could you kind of maybe one more time, could you kind of say it again? Because you say, something relating to when you try to ask LLM to do things, you will include every context information into MCP, and that is a waste. Could you kind of articulate a little bit? Because I think I start to understand what you're talking about. Seems to me say it's not necessarily to include every context information in one MCP, right? And could you kind of elaborate that problem?
Um, yeah, because before you ask a question,
Mm.
LLM don't know what you want to ask, and you don't know what LLM need. So for MCP, every time you ask questions, you have to contact MCP server at first and get all the information uh, back and put every MCP descriptions, this stuff together into with this question request to LLM. Yeah, so it's basically very not intelligence. And uh, and a couple days ago, Anthropic started to solve this problem. They create a tool called a tool can optimize uh, the all the tools when you submit it to the LM. It's called a tool to optimize the search tool. So it reduced the token from 50,000 to 500 token only needed.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, it really improved a lot for MCP.
that's
Yeah,
great. Thank you. Okay,
yeah.
so do you want me to move to the next one, or you still have more to explain?
Yes, we go to the next slide.
Okay.
Thank you for watching.